everyone, it's Heidi here with another tutorial from my Cricut Cartridge review series. Today's episode is going to be all about Sesame Street and Friends. This is the cartridge that has all the characters, the Sesame Street characters, not the font, not the Sesame Street font, but the characters. Okay, so I'm going to start off by talking to you about the different function keys on this cartridge, and then I'm going to show you some examples of the characters that I've cut. Before I start, I just want to mention that in your manual, in your Sesame Street and Friends Cricut manual, you're going to find on page 84 and 85 all the characters you can cut on this cartridge and their colors, so what their colors are. And this is really helpful when you're picking out your cardstock for your different characters. So for example, initially I thought Bert had a shirt that was blue, green, and red stripes, but as it turns out, looking at this page in the manual, I can see that his shirt is blue, green, and orange. So these are two very helpful pages when you're going to choose the colors of your cardstock. So we're going to start off with Zoe, and this particular cut of Zoe you can find on page 66 in your Cricut Sesame Street and Friends manual. She's right here. The first thing you're going to do when you start cutting your characters is you're going to cut the base shape in black. So there's the back of Zoe. You can see I cut her in black. And then you're going to start to layer on the color. The first three function keys on this cartridge are all layers for the character, for the base character. So, for example, the first function key is body and white. So you're going to cut the body color, in this case it's orange for Zoe, and the white, which would be the eyes. And that would be the first function key on this cartridge. As a little side note, I found after cutting quite a few of these characters, as well as the characters on the Disney Princess cartridges and not so much the Winnie the Pooh, but still the Pooh and Friends, the character cuts in the smaller size, so this is 4.5 inches, which is a smaller size. I found that it's really hard to cut out the little small white pieces, the little tiny bracelet pieces, the hair bow, the necklace, all the little small pieces. So instead of cutting those small tiny pieces, what I do is I use a white opaque pen, and in this case I use Sakura Souffle white opaque pen, and I just color in the white. I did that the same with her hair bows and her necklace and her bracelet. I used opaque gel markers, which if you look around I'm sure you'll be able to find these. I found these actually at Walmart. They're gel markers, and the best thing about these is they are opaque and you can't see the black through them. That's why I chose these. And I used those gel markers for the bracelet, the hair bows, and the necklace. And I used the white souffle pen and the gel markers on almost all of the rest of the characters, which I'll point that out to you as we go along. So the first function key is body and white. The second function key is layer 1 and layer 2. So for on this particular Zoe, layer 1 is the pink skirt and the pink shoes. Layer 2, which you would get by using your shift key, is her tights and her shirt. Function key 3 is layer 3 and extras. So on Zoe, layer 3 is her mouth and her red eyelashes, which would be right here. And then using the shift button, you'll get the extras. Now I didn't cut these extras, I used my gel markers for the extras because they just come out so tiny and too hard to piece. The gel markers work great. So that is the base shape, function key 1, function key 2, and function key 3 for Zoe. Okay, the next function button I want to show you is the icon button, which is right here. There's lots of really cute cuts on this cartridge for the icon. Lots of different kid-friendly cuts. There's school, there's bugs, there's summer, there's winter, there's bath time, summertime, beach, just really cute cuts. I cut the little rubber ducky, the bar of soap, and the bubble bath. This is the icon button. The next function button that I want to show you, or the next two function buttons I want to show you, are the blackout feature and the shadow feature. Now, I use the blackout feature on this little doll, which you can find on page 70. She's right here. I use the blackout feature so that I would be able to draw in the face that I wanted, as opposed to having the Cricut cut her face. So using the blackout feature, I cut her in peach using the blackout feature, and then I assembled her and drew on her face. Now this one shows you what the shadow feature looks like. And the shadow feature you can see is the black shadow around the doll. And you can see the difference. So this is the shadow function button, which is right here, the shadow. And this, actually both of them were using the blackout feature, which is right here. Alright. And lastly, I just want to show you some of the characters that I cut. I cut all of these characters between, the smallest character I cut was 3 3/4 and the largest was 6 1/2. I used my white souffle pen for the eyes on all of them, and I also used my gel markers for any other colored accents. So for example, Telly's his eyelids and his eyelashes, I used the gel markers. So this is Elmo, Abby, and Telly. Baby Bear, Cookie, and Big Bird. Snuffy, Bert, Ernie, and Oscar. This is Prairie Dawn, Rosita, Grover, Count, and a little bear. I'm not sure which character has the little bear, but that's the little bear. Let's see if it shows. Who's carrying the baby bear? Okay, that little bear belongs to Big Bird. You can see it right here. He's holding him. But I just thought he was a really cute bear. That's why I cut him. So that's it. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hoped you liked this installment of my Cricut Cartridge review series. If you have any questions, stop by my blog, leave me a message. Thanks so much for tuning in. Bye.